Oh, hey. Uh, Meeting got rescheduled, so I was getting in some R&D time. You want to do that gear tasting now?
Yeah, what are we going to talk about?
I think we've got apparel, some MREs, and GPS stuff. Hey guys, welcome to Gear Tasting, where I'll be answering your gear-related questions and show you what we're up to and currently evaluating at ITS headquarters. So a little descriptor, a little more information on what Gear Tasting is from last time. So this is just a quick look at what we're currently evaluating. What that means is the stuff that's come into us for review. We've got full reviews on itstactical.com if you're looking for gear reviews. This is a sampling of stuff that's come into us that we're not... that we haven't written a full review on yet. This is just stuff we're kind of taking a look at. We receive a lot of stuff for review on a regular basis, and this is kind of our way to kind of highlight what we've got in and what we're working with. So again, these aren't full reviews. This is just a quick look at what's kind of going on here at ITS headquarters, and again, what we're evaluating. So I want to start out with some questions. We got a few questions, and I will attempt to answer these as best I can. The first one is from Bryan G, who asks, I'm thinking about buying a Nemo tent. Do you think it's worth the extra weight to go with the two-person rather than the one-person? Is the two-person overkill? First off, when you're looking at tents, and even though this is specific to Nemo, and I do have a lot of experience with Nemo tents, we've reviewed a few on ITS, it's really kind of up to you, honestly. I know that's a stupid answer, but... really, it depends on what you're doing. So if you want the smaller footprint of a one-person tent, meaning like a bivy type tent, you could go with their small bivy tent. I can't think of the name of it offhand. Man, that's going to bug me. Okay. Anyway, so, and then OB2P is their two-person tent. I do know that one because I remember it's like OB1. So, anyway, so the difference being between those two tents is weight. Weight is obviously a key factor when you're talking about tent differences. So the one-person versus a two-person, weight and space. So space in a two-person tent, especially the OB2P that I'm familiar with, you are able to sit up in there, which I think is nice. You've got more room. It's got some vestibules on each side, which is great for putting your boots and your pack out without letting them be exposed to the elements per se. So, I mean, there's still a draft that kind of comes in air-wise under those vestibules, but it does allow you to keep your stuff out of the weather. So those are the big differences. With a one-person small bivy-like tent, you've got to take all that stuff inside with you, so your boots have to come in as well as your pack, unless you have like a pack cover to leave it outside. So hopefully that answers your question. I'll try to put up in the show notes in the video what that other one-person Nemo tent is, so you can take a look at that too. Next question is from Isaac, P or D? I think it's D. What's the rolling drawer storage system featured in your winter vehicle kit article? That is a box made by Tuffy, and they make those boxes specific to whatever model vehicle you have. So that just happens to be the one for my FJ Cruiser that fits in there. I really like it. I did have kind of an initial issue with the slides on the drawer when I was installing that myself. I tried to do it all myself instead of using somebody else to help me, and I think that was probably one of my problems. But they did replace the slides for me. I had some little ball bearings that broke off as I was putting the drawer together. But they did send me a set of new slides, which was cool of them, even though that really wasn't their fault. It was kind of my fault for not using two people to install it. And I can't even remember whether the directions said that or not. But at any rate, it's a good drawer system. It's held up really great for me. I like the fact that it's a double-sided key, so meaning it's got pins on top and pins on bottom. It's a little harder to pick if you're familiar with lock picking, so that's a bonus to me. I always look for things like that in terms of security. So thanks, Isaac. Let's see. We've actually got this email from a few people, and that's another way too. I mean, we talk about the pound tag gear tasting, which the term pound tag came from one of our Ridiculous Dialogue podcast episodes. We started calling it a pound tag instead of a hashtag. But at any rate, you can use the hashtag gear tasting on Twitter to hit us up with questions, but we get a lot of questions that come in through support. We don't always answer those, but we do save them for things like this too. So I've got a lot of questions about what watch I'm wearing, and this is the particular watch I get questions about a lot. This is the GPT-1 from Meritech. So they have a GPT-2 already, but I actually really like this watch a lot. It's an automatic watch. I like the crown on it. I like the bezel. One thing I do wish is that the bezel was a little tighter. It moves very easily, so I do wind up hitting it and bumping the bezel on it. But yeah, that's the Meritech GPT-1. You can get it on, I think, countycom.com is the website. So check that out. Compass that's attached to it. So this is the Sunto Clipper Compass. We actually have these in the ITS store if you want to check them out. I think they're less than $20 if I remember correctly. So check those out. Next question comes from Facebook, and Jeff C. He asks, best flashlight that uses AA batteries, not looking to break the bank, but not looking for crap either. I honestly don't have a AA flashlight that I'm really using right now, so I'll recommend a couple that I've been using for years. One's a AAA and one's a 123 flashlight. And I don't typically like 123 flashlights, but this has always been a really good flashlight for me. This is a Surefire A2. This is what I keep in my bag that I carry with me on a daily basis, and it kind of augments the small Preon 1 that I keep in my pocket, so I'll show you that one too. So this is the 123, and what I like about this is that small press has got low power LED, and then if you press hard, it's got the actual incandescent bulb that lights up too, and it's actually a fairly hot bulb. So I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's got 3 LEDs inside as well as the incandescent bulb. I thought when I first got this that it would be prone to getting knocked around and busting the filaments inside of that incandescent bulb, but I actually haven't found that that's a problem. It takes 2 123 batteries, and I like the large clip that's on there. I don't really pocket carry this, but it is nice to put into my backpack. This is the Preon 1 or Preon 0. Honestly, I'm sorry, I can't remember. I think it's the 1. But what I like about this is I do wish it had a tail cap, but you just twist it. It's got low power. Twist again, a little more, and twist again. It's got even higher power. So that's a single AAA. Then if you go through the cycle one more time, then you start. There you go. Start strobing. And then if you do it again, it goes to an SOS signal. And then again, it goes to just an actual beacon, basically. And then it resets and goes back to normal. So I like that Preon 1 too. So a couple of gear-related things that we're doing, or that we've got for review. Let's see. First, I'll talk about the Arc'teryx gloves I got in. These are the Assault FR gloves. I've worn these a couple of times, and that's not typical probably of the things that you'll see on the gear tasting. These are kind of things we've more just got in. But I have had these Arc'teryx gloves for, I think, about a month now, and I've used them a handful of times already. This is definitely something I will be writing a review about, just to give you an idea. I've worn these enough to get a good feeling that they're great gloves, and I really honestly like the fit, and that's a hard thing for me to find with gloves. So obviously the fit of gloves is something that's particular to each individual user, but at the same time, I think these are really well built. They fit my fingers well. Typically when I buy gloves, I get either a lot of space around the pinky or the area in the thumb doesn't close right. So these actually fit really good. They're FR as well as touch sensitive, so you can operate touchscreen devices with the gloves. So anyway, those are the Assault Glove FR from Arc'teryx. I've also got these PDW shorts that I got in. These are the Odyssey cargo shorts from PDW. Just got these babies in from a good friend Patrick over there. One thing that you'll kind of notice off the bat is it's got a very good array of pockets in it. These are a little large for shorts, in my opinion, but I still really like kind of larger shorts depending on where I'm at and what I'm doing. In the back here, it's got a little flip-up pocket. As you can see, there's really no way to secure what's in here other than the weight of it within the back flap there. It's got 2 pockets in the back, a few more on the sides. I really like that the knife pocket, it's not only reinforced here, but the clip actually can ride within there. So if you look at this, you can actually put your knife in, and the clip doesn't get snagged on anything when it's in your pocket. I really like that feature. And then that's kind of it for the shorts. I won't spend too much time on them. We'll be talking about those more as I get some time with them. Obviously, I haven't even worn them yet, just got them. And then we've also got some MREs that I'll show real quick from XMRE. They sent me a couple different types. If you remember our, what was it, backpacking meals that we did an article on that. We included some of the XMREs in there, and they sent us some more to take a look at. So they make a bunch of different types. This is the blue line meal. So it looks like kind of a trimmed down version of the standard MRE. You can see it's got kind of a regular plastic spoon in there versus some of the standard MRE accoutrements. This is their 24-hour ration, so this has got enough food for 24 hours in it, which I think is a cool concept. I think it's got, I want to say it's got at least 2 to 3 different entrees in there, so that's their bigger size. And then they've got, this is kind of a really cut down version of their MRE, which I think is fairly interesting. You can see that that's not the standard MRE loadout there. They've got packets of peanut butter rather than the MRE sized peanut butter. And then they've got these individual MREs. So this is basically just the entree in an MRE. So we've got those individually packaged, as well as some extra XMREs to take a look at too. So I like MREs. I've always been a big fan of those. So I will be definitely taking a look at those as well. All right, so another thing I picked up is the EOG wrist strap for the Garmin 301 401. If you're not familiar with that, this is the Fortrex 401. And I've experimented with a lot of different ways of wearing the GPS and utilizing it while it's on my wrist. And I'm kind of going back to a wrist strap. This is something from LBT I was taking a look at for a while. So this is a wrist strap that just basically goes around. And what I liked about this concept is you could wrap this around your finger here like this, and you can still operate the GPS while wearing a watch. So I kind of like that method. But I found it kind of getting in the way a little bit. So I'm going to go back to kind of a wrist strap, and rather than use Garmin's wrist strap that they include with the 401 or the 301, I'm actually going to try out this EOG one I just purchased. So this is actually something I bought to check out. I like the fact that this is lined with Drylex, as well as that it seems pretty easy to use too. So if you're familiar with the Garmin, which I really love the 301s and 401s, the 401 is what this is. And this was a little attachment from Mayflower Research and Consulting that I was using for quite a while. This is a hook-backed Velcro. I guess this is a retention piece for the Garmin. So it's got these 2 little pins here that you unscrew, and you actually put this on, and you can see the little pieces of webbing here on the EOG one. That's where it interfaces with this. So I have to unscrew this one that I'm using and screw this on. So you can see it just be a wrist mount for this. But at any rate, this Mayflower Research and Consulting one interfaces with basically a lanyard. So you can use a retractable lanyard with it and just pop it onto your kit or whatever you're wearing. So any kind of loop panel or accessory you have interfaces with this, and you can just pop it on, pull it out, take a look at it, get where you need to go, and use the retractable lanyard to get it back. So I thought that was a cool concept as well. So I'm still experimenting with different ways of wearing a GPS in the field. I haven't found a way I'm truly happy with, so that's kind of why I wanted to try out the EOG device too. So still experimenting with different things, and I'll keep you posted. But I do really like the 401 from Garmin, the Fortrex. I've gotten a lot of time with it, and it's probably my favorite GPS on the market right now. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Gear Tasting. Be sure to pound tag us with Gear Tasting with all your questions, and thanks for watching.